Representing Grand Blanc Utility, Chase Hunt. Representing Millington, the utility, Matt Duty. And rounding out the South All-Star team, representing Davidson, the pitcher, Zach Hamlin. Now, let's introduce the North All-Star Team coaching staff. Representing Valley Lutheran, Kurt Hoffmeister. Representing Hemlock, Toby Larkin. Representing Saginaw Heritage, John Sullivan. Representing Bay City, John Glenn, Jeff Hart. Representing Frankenmuth, Tim Smith. And representing Bay City Western, Tim McDonald. Now, let's introduce your North All-Star team. Representing John Glenn, the outfielder and pitcher, Eli Richardson. Representing Bay City Western, the outfielder, Aiden Robinson. Also representing Bay City Western, the outfielder, Cole Wilson. Representing Heritage, the outfielder and pitcher, Jace Sullivan. Representing Freeland, the outfielder and pitcher, Daniel Dooley. Representing Frankenmuth, the outfielder, Ryan Rich. Also representing Frankenmuth, the outfielder and pitcher, Jack Rich. Representing Swan Valley, the infielder and pitcher, Aaron Smith. Representing Valley Lutheran, the infielder, Michael Clare. Also representing Valley Lutheran, the infielder, Zach Holyfield. Representing Hemlock, the infielder, Zach Seidel. Also representing Hemlock, the infielder and pitcher, Carter Gensch. Representing Bay City Central, the infielder, Dawson DeRocher. Representing John Glenn, the infielder, Ben McKenzie. Representing Heritage, the infielder, Drew Schaefer. Representing Swan Valley, the infielder, Joey Miller. Also representing Swan Valley, the infielder and pitcher, John Mayette. Representing Chesaning, the infielder and pitcher, Nash Wendling. Representing Bay City Western, the catcher, Bryce Neitzel. Representing Frankenmuth, the catcher, Jake Vanderhaar. A round of applause for the North and South All-Star team. Now we please ask that you give your attention behind home plate as we present this year's Steve Johnson Award recipient, Tom Rao, and his family. Tom graduated from South Creek High School in 1966 and attended the University of Michigan, graduating in 1974. From then, he would work for Country Fresh Dairy and retire from there. After retirement, he would spend his time with his wife, Jean, and his family, Tom and Jody Robb, Melissa and Kevin Terry, and Rob and Julie Mullen. Tom is a proud grandfather of 9 grandkids and 21 great-grandkids. In 1978, Tom saw a newspaper ad become an official. Tom never looked back, as he officiated for 5 states, 3 countries, and 2 continents. Tom has worked 46 years of football, 32 years of wrestling, 35 years of baseball, 20 years of softball, 20 years of basketball, and 9 consecutive years of the North vs. South All-Star Game. Sadly, Tom's officiating career came to a stop after a motorcycle accident. Today, we honor Tom with the Steve Johnson Award and wish him a healthy recovery. We ask everyone please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem by Addison Dodd. Please direct your attention to the mound as we honor today's first pitch, thrown by Coach Tim Smith. Smith was this season's coach at Frankenmuth and plans to retire after 25 years of coaching. That's a strike. On the mound for the North All-Star team, John Mayette.
Couldn't ask for a better day for baseball here in Midland, Michigan at Dow Diamond. It's a beautiful 75 degrees. Few clouds in the sky today. It was a little chilly to start. We have the best of the best between the Saginaw and Genesee counties going at it today in the North-South All-Star game here from Dow Diamond. Tom Cavanaugh bringing you all the action. It's going to be the North squad in the field. They're the home team taking on the South All-Stars. We saw these same South All-Stars back last week in the Bruin Classic, where it was the best of Genesee County going after it. Isaac Sturgis will get us started in the left-handed box. John Mayette is your pitcher to start things off for the North, with Bryce Neitzel behind the dish.
Leading off for the Southern All-Stars, number 5, Isaac.
North squad in the white jerseys, a few of the colored jerseys at the corner bases here for the defense, and it's all dark jerseys for the South, the away team today. First pitch from John Mayette. It's a called strike at 6:15, a little bit after start time of 6 o'clock. We got a full 9-inning ball game today. There's going to be defensive changes and changes at the plate as they're looking to move 2 full lineups in throughout the day. Make that 1 ball and 1 strike to Sturgis. He's out in the outfield to start today. It'll be Sturgis, Alvord, and Fidelino. The first 3 hitters are all in the outfield to start as Sturgis pops one up back out of play. John Mayette headed to Mott Community College. He was check that Neitzel behind the dish. He's going to Mott CC, first team All-State from Division I. Mayette, he was a pitcher and a hitter this past year as Sturgis taps it foul towards his own dugout. Your umpire crew today, Chad Zidikoff behind the dish. Over at first base is Mark Jarlock. At second, Bill Price, and the third base umpire is Mike Bender. Mayette shakes off. He's from the stretch working first base side. He holds up at the chest. Three look-offs right there before time is called at the dish. Always going to be, a little bit of feelers out there over the first couple of innings as these catchers and pitchers have never played together on different squads. Here's a line drive base hit to right field for Isaac Sturgis. And the Powers Catholic State Championship gets things started for Powers and the South. Nolan Alvord, he was the MVP of the Gold Squad back in the Bruin Classic last week. That was a great game. 5-1 victory for the Gold over the Black Squad. And Matt Duty, who we'll see later on today, he was named the All-Star for the Black Squad. It was Alvord at the dish who was the MVP for Gold. He lines one up the middle in the center field, a base hit. Sturgis will hold up at 2. It's 2 on, nobody out, and a couple of singles to start here for South. Jumping on John Mayette early on. So the outlook for today's ball game, it's going to be a couple of at-bats for this first starting 9 as Nathan Fidelino comes to the plate. And then halfway through our ball game, we're going to get a switch, and a full other 9 batters will come through. Also, the pitcher, whoever it is at the time, we're going to see about 5 or 6 of them today for the South, batting in the 8th spot. Fidelino, big swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and away. After Fidelino, it's Dylan Roostopper, Connor Kelly, Brendan Phillips, J.J. Lavalier, Braden Sloger, and Clay Cook. Fly ball left field off the bat of Fidelino, coming in hard, and it's going to drop for a single. Sturgis to the bag at third in time. A bloop single to left field has loaded the bases. 3 straight knocks for South. Wow. Not hit all that hard, but drops it in the perfect spot. Nathan Fidelino, a guy committed to Michigan State University, first-team All-State in the outfield at the Division I level. Roostopper will take strike 1 at the belt.
Now batting for the South.
Bases loaded, nobody out, and the North squad has brought their infield in. Mayette still through the windup here. 0-1 pitch, sent out to center field. This ball's crushed. Going back, it's over the head of the North center fielder. This could clear the bases. Sturgis is in. Alvord to the plate. Here comes Fidelino. The throw, high and wide. It's a 3-run double for Dylan Roostopper, and the South are on the board early on. Sent that one out to straightaway center field. It's 400 feet to straightaway center. He hit that about 375, and he clears the bases. 4 straight knocks for the South squad, and this is why they're all-stars. Roostopper, first-team All-State at first base at the Division II level out of Kersley. Also committed to U of M Dearborn. 3-0 South, and we're 4 batters into the ball game. Here's another Powers Catholic kid, Connor Kelly, taking strike 1. Kelly, he's headed to Northwood, not too far away from where we're playing this game here today in Midland. 0-1. Make it 0-2. Mayette on the mound had an 8-1 record at Swan Valley, leading his team to a district championship, a 2.01 ERA and 78 strikeouts in 66 innings. Fouled away from Kelly makes it 0-2 still. Mayette was a Saginaw News Dream Team selection, along with a lot of other players on this North team. Right now, he's given up a few hits. On to third base is Roostopper. The throw hits our third base umpire, Mike Bender, and keeps it on the infield. Bryce Neitzel behind the plate, let the ball scoot away from him, tried to throw down the third at Roostopper, and he's going to tip his cap to the third base umpire who kept that runner at third base. Infield is now back. Except for the man at third base for the North, he's even with the base, maybe at the grass cutout. 3-0 South, and we're in the top of the first inning. Here's a pop-up out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Connor Kelly. He's playing shortstop today in the first couple of innings. We'll make sure to update you on defensive changes throughout the day. One-two from Mayette. A little bit low, below the knees. I've seen mostly fastballs from the righty Mayette. A few breaking balls on the outer half to right-handed hitters. Here's the 2-2. Ball just a bit high and in. We're going to push to the first full count of the day. Sturgis, Alvord, Fidelino, and Roostoffer, all with hits. And they were jumping on the first couple of pitches they saw. Full count for Mayette is outside. It's strike 3 on the corner. Wow. Kelly tossed the bat thinking that was ball 4, but he's rung up by Zidikoff behind the dish. First out of the ball game comes to the 5th batter of this South lineup. Brings up Brendan Phillips, who skies the first pitch back over, top of the roof here. I want to give a huge thank you to the entire crew here at Dow Diamond, part of the Great Lakes Loons, for allowing us to cover this ball game and allow these players to use this beautiful field. The dimensions here at Dow Diamond, it's 332 feet to left field with a very high wall in left, 400 in center, and 325 to right. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the ground to second base. Picked up clean, flipped to first, has 2 gone, but the run scores. RBI ground out for Brendan Phillips makes it 4-0, and J.J. Lavalier steps to the plate with now the bases empty for the first time since Sturgis was at the dish and had a leadoff single.
Now batting for the South All-Stars, J.J. Lavalier.
Good piece of hitting from Phillips to get the run in. Mayette just recorded a strikeout and a ground out after allowing the first 4 to reach safely. Breaking ball misses for ball 1, high and in. Lavalier committed to Mott Community College along with a few other of these South All-Stars. Here's a slow tapper to shortstop. Cleanly picked, throw to first is in time by a mile. Dylan Roostoffer clears the bases with a straightaway center field double. And a ground out from Brendan Phillips makes it 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. North will come to bat for the first time. You're listening to the Mott Community College Athletics page. This is the North-South All-Star Game at Dow Diamond. Aiden Robinson will get things started in the bottom half of the first inning. North-South All-Star Game from Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons, High A affiliate of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Braden Sloger. He's on the bump. He was the pitcher of the All-Star Game in the Bruin Classic last week. 4-0. South got started early. Dylan Roostoffer drove in 3 with a base-clearing double. And an RBI ground out from Brendan Phillips made it 4-0. Robinson on the left hand of the box, semi-open stance, swings and misses on the 0-2. And it's a first strikeout for Braden Sloger on the mound, picking up right where he left off over at Mott CC in the All-Star Classic. The North will approach the same way the South is when it comes to substitutions. Couple innings from the starters here, this first 9 batters, and then they'll kind of switch things up halfway through the contest. Swing and a miss to Jack Rich, Saginaw Valley State commit. Rests the bat on the right shoulder before picking it up. Grounds one to third base. Backhand play by J.J. Lavalier. Over to first is in time. Nice stretch from Rustoffer, and it's 2 up, 2 down. Early on here for the South squad in the field. They play great defensively. You got J.J. Lavalier from Lake Fenton at third, Clay Cook at second from Lake Fenton. The shortstop is Connor Kelly from Powers Catholic. From Kersley at first, Dylan Rustoffer. In your outfield from left to right, Nolan Alvord. In center field, it's Isaac Sturgis. And right, Nathan Fidelino. Alvord from Fenton, Sturgis, he comes out of Powers Catholic, and Fidelino from Grand Blanc. We'll get you the defensive substitutions as well for North when we come back in the top of the second. Flair foul out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike. John Mayette, who was on the mound in the top half of the first, will bat here, batting third. He'll take a strike, 1-2. Another Flair foul towards the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mayette, as we mentioned, Dream Team selection from the Saginaw News. Hit .411 with 23 RBIs, 16 walks, and 33 runs scored this past season. Another screamer fouled on the first baseline. This minor league ballpark, we have bullpens on each side in play, about 75 to 80 feet of foul territory from the chalk all the way over towards the dugout. So any foul balls, those corner infielders have a real chance. Here's a cracked line drive to right. Fidelino in a few steps and makes the catch for out number 3. Hard hit by Mayette, but it's out number 3 nonetheless. 1-2-3 goes the North in the bottom half. We go to the second, 4-0 South over the North in the Dow Diamond All-Star Game. We'll be right back from the Mott CC Athletics YouTube page. Top of the second inning, John Mayette back on the mound for the North squad. You just missed it. Braden Sloger, who was the starting pitcher for the South, just hit a triple down the right field line. He's in the 8th spot. It's going to leave it up to Clay Cook, last batter for this South squad, before Isaac Sturgis comes back to the dish. 4-0 South on top, and they already have another runner 90 feet away. Cook ready. Leaves a fastball inside, 3-0. Four runs on 4 hits back in inning number 1 for the South. They plated 7 different hitters. And Sloger starts it off with a triple. Here's a strike on the upper outer corner, 3-1. Cook from Lake Fenton. Committed to Calvin College. He's also a wrestler over at Lake Fenton for the Blue Devils, and he draws a walk on 5 pitches. First and third, nobody out for Isaac Sturgis. He singled to right field his last time. A few more things on Clay Cook. He hit .411 with 37 hits and 18 stolen bases this past season for Fenton, Lake Fenton. Also back-to-back division champs in the Flint Metro League for the Blue Devils. 2 of their best, J.J. Lavalier and Clay Cook, who's got a mighty lead at first. He takes off immediately. Sturgis lets pitch number 1 go by for a strike, and Cook is in his second standing up. Sloger tripled. He's over at third. Cook just walked and stole second. Nobody out. It's 4-0. South All-Star squad on top here in the second inning. Fly ball left field. Way back. Going back to make the catch. Tagging from third. And scoring is Sloger. Cole Wilson made the grab out in left field. Clay Cook's going to stay down at second. It's 5-0. Sacrifice fly from Sturgis.
Now batting for the South All-Stars.
First out of this inning, John Mayette has given up 5 hits in the first 10 batters of play. Nolan Alvord matching his bat to his jersey, takes ball 1 outside. Each team with a bullpen arm warming up for the South squad. We actually have their scheduled pitchers, so we'll be able to run that down for you over the next couple of innings. Alvord floats one out to right center field. Coming over to make the catch. And he got it. Tagging on to third is Cook. And it's another runner at third base. Nolan Alvord able to move him up. Finolino taps the first pitch foul on the third base line. 2 outs, it's 5-0. South squad scored 4 in the first. Got a sac fly from Sturgis in this inning. Finolino, last plate appearance. That was back in the first. He singled and scored on the double from Rustoffer. Swing and a miss. Finolino down 0-2. Finolino broke the school record at Grand Blanc for total hits, career hits. And he goes down swinging on 3 pitches. John Mayette gets a couple of big outs, but allows another run after the triple from Braden Sloger. We get to the bottom of the second inning, 4-0. South squad on top of the North. This is your home for Mott Community College Athletics. We'll be right back. Bryce Neitzel will lead off in the bottom of the second inning, trailing 4-0. First pitch he sees, grounds it back to Sloger. Underhand flip to first. One pitch, one out for the North here in the bottom of the second inning. Neitzel committed to Mott CC, as we mentioned back in the first inning. First team All-Stater, was second team All-Valley League. He's going to do the catching for the first several frames. And doing the catching right now for Braden Sloger is Brendan Phillips. Phillips out of Fenton. There's a breaking ball inside at the feet of the Bay Western Cole Wilson. Wilson tapping that front foot wag in the bat over the left shoulder. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sloger dots up the outer half.
At the plate for the Northern All-Stars, number 8, Cole Wilson.
Wilson, ground ball up the middle, gloved by Connor Kelly to his knees. The throw will not be in time. Nice play from Connor Kelly up the middle from Powers Catholic on this South squad. Kept it on the infield, but it's going to be a hit. First of the day for the South, or for the North, excuse me. And Cole Wilson nabs it. First baseman of the day comes to the 5th batter on the North squad. Cole Wilson, he comes off that base hard, and a quick pick over to first has him back dirty. Featuring the best of the best in Saginaw and Genesee counties. Today from Dow Diamond. There's a strike on the outside corner. First pitch to Eli Richardson of Bay City John Glenn. They lost to Northville 9-2 in the state semifinals. John Glenn made the final 4. There's a breaking ball in the upper outer corner, 0-2.
Now batting for the North All-Stars, number 8, Eli Richardson.
Another pick over to first, back safely but much closer. Cole Wilson challenging the arm of Sloger on the mound. Let's see if he goes and challenges the catcher, Brendan Phillips. Swing and a miss on the 0-2. Eli Richardson goes down quickly. 2 away, and that's now 2 strikeouts for Braden Sloger on the mound. Sloger, a heck of a player, committed to Lansing Community College. He's out of Flushing. Just the only Flushing alumni that's going to be on the field today for the South. Fastball low and outside for ball 1 to Michael Clare of Valley Lutheran. They were conference champions. Clare was first-team all-conference team captain as well and was a second-team Saginaw News Dream Team selection. Another pick over to first base.
For the Northern All-Stars, number 13, Michael Clare.
Breaking ball from Sloger, pulled on the ground to third. Lavalier. He'll go to his teammate, Clay Cook, for out number 3. Clare bounces out, and the North come up empty for the second straight inning. Good work from Braden Sloger. His day is done on the mound. They will move to Carson Orvis in the third. 4-0 South. We played 2 innings of baseball here from the North-South All-Star Game at Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons. Tom Cavanaugh being back right in just a second as Danny Dooley will take the mound for the North squad. Dylan Rustoffer hits for the second time today. 3-run double to straightaway center field, burning the Bay City Western center fielder Aiden Robinson. It's 4-0 South. They've scored in each of the first 2 innings, and now they face the crafty lefty Daniel Dooley. Rustoffer went around right there, 1 ball, 1 strike. Honestly, could not ask for a better day for baseball. It's breezy, blowing right to left, a little bit in from center field towards the left field corner. Rustoffer takes the ball outside, 2-1. And the breeze is just perfect. Up here in the press box, a little bit to the right side of home plate, and it's blowing through perfectly. 2-1. Line drive center field again from Rustoffer. This time Robinson's got it in his track. Puts that in his back pocket for out number 1. And you know Robinson definitely wasn't going to get burned again. Rustoffer didn't hit that one as hard as the first, or as deep.
Now batting for the South All-Stars, number 20, Connor Kelly.
Connor Kelly with a strikeout, looking his first time. Will face Dooley, the lefty. Dooley from Freeland. He's committed to Oakland University. He was also the MVP of Freeland baseball this past season and was a Division I All-Region pick. One ball and 1 strike, 5-0. South on top. They scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second. Dooley leaves a fastball high and away. Over 200 strikeouts at Freeland for the tall lefty on the mound right now. Leaves it in the dirt. He's facing some of the best hitters from Genesee County. I mean, any of these guys from Powers Catholic who were Division II state champions, they're all very talented hitters, especially Kelly at the dish, who walks on 5 pitches. Only 3 Powers Catholic members today. There were 7 in our Bruin Classic All-Star game last week.
Now at the plate for the
Fisher Hendershot, who we'll see later, Isaac Sturgis, and Connor Kelly. Phillips with an RBI ground out his last time. He's got a man on, a man out. Skies the first pitch in the air to left field. Cole Wilson tracking it, going back towards the wall. In the corner, makes the catch. Couple of flyouts with a walk sandwich between for Daniel Dooley on the mound. Bryce Neitzel still doing the catching for Dooley after he caught John Mayette. Mayette went 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, struck out 2. It's now J.J. Lavalier's turn. Ground out to shortstop. Neitzel tries to pick back over to first at Kelly. He's back in safely. 1 ball, no strikes to Lavalier. Second team All-State at the Division II level on the infield for J.J. 40 hits and 43 RBIs this past season for Lake Fenton. Strike called. Another Bot CC commit at the dish. 1-1 from the lefty. Ooh, half-hearted hack there from Lavalier. He was in bunches as Dooley left that one upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the righty out of Lake Fenton. Kelly a conservative lead against the lefty Dooley. Tiptoeing out of the way is Lavalier at the dish. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Freeland lefty left that a little bit too close in on the feet. Also, heck of a crowd we got here today. Friends, family, supporters of each school in attendance today. Let's make it a full count. Kelly off with the pitch on the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Danny Dooley gets his first strikeout here in the 3rd inning. And the South come up empty for the first time today. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 5-0 South All-Stars on top of the North. You're watching North-South All-Star game from Dow Diamond. We'll be right back. North All-Stars trailing 5-0. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Carter Gensch. He'll lead things off. It's the 8-9-1 hitters to face against the lefty Carson Orvis out of Schwartz Creek. Fly ball right field, tailing foul, back over towards the bullpen. Carson Orvis on the mound, committed to Albion College, threw a no-hitter this year. And the man over at first base, Dylan Roostopper from Kearsley, he was the victim of that no-hitter from Orvis. 1-1 pitch is fouled away again into the screen on the first base side. It'll be Gensch, then Zach Holofield, and back to the top of the lineup in Aiden Robinson. Just one base runner on one hit so far through 2 innings. Braden Sloger was great on the mound for the South. He went 2 frames, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 2 strikeouts. Hopping out of the way, Gensch makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orvis missed a little bit inside. Orvis sporting his red Schwartz Creek Road jersey, as well as all the other members of this South team. Big check swing there. He definitely went around. Orvis fools the first batter he faces in Carter Gensch. 1 up, 1 down, and the 3rd strikeout for North hitters so far today.
Now batting for the North All-Stars, number 3, Zach Holyfield.
And the final batter in this lineup for the North All-Stars, Zach Holofield out of Valley Lutheran. Tipped into the glove of Brendan Phillips, 0-1. Defense has changed a tad here on the infield for the South squad. You got Matt Duty over at second base from Millington. Here's a ground ball to shortstop. Picked up quickly. Flip over to first is in time. 2 gone. Holofield grounds out. It's Keegan Shearling over at shortstop on the ground out from Holofield. Shearlinger, he was the other new addition. As soon as we were updating the middle infield, had to get the number on Shearlinger over at shortstop. Duty at second, Roostopper at first, and Lavalier still stands over at third. Strike 1 called to the leadoff batter, Aiden Robinson. He struck out swinging to start the day offensively for North. High and outside, 1-1. South All-Stars coming from Genesee County. The North out of Saginaw County. Schools like Bay City John Glenn, Bay City Western, Saginaw Heritage, Freeland, Frankenmuth, Swan Valley, Hemlock. And then from the Genesee County area, you got Goodrich, Schwartz Creek, Lake Fenton, Grand Blanc. Here's a ground ball to first. Roostopper fields and touches onto the bag. A 3 unassisted to end the frame, and Carson Orvis works a 1-2-3 third inning. We go to the top of the 4th, 5-0, South on top. They're looking for more. You're watching the Dow Diamond All-Star Game from the North and South, Genesee versus Saginaw Counties. Nash Wendling takes the mound for the North squad, trailing 5-0. Tom Cavanaugh on the broadcast today from Dow Diamond in beautiful Midland, Michigan. A breezy 75-degree day. Swing and a miss from Braden Sloger. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daniel Dooley goes 1 inning. Walks 1, got a pair of flyouts and a strikeout. No damage to him. Here's a ground ball, base hit into left field on 1 hop. Braden Sloger is 2 for 2 on the day. Tripled his first time and scored, and now singles to left. Clay Cook, he walked and was stranded at third. He'll dig in for the second time.
Now batting for the South All-Star.
Ben McKenzie, he's over at first base now. At second, you got number 6, Aaron Smith from Swan Valley. He was the Saginaw Player of the Year, according to MLive. This ball's bounced in the dirt. Jake Vanderhaar blocked it up, but could not keep it close. Down to second safely goes Sloger. Here's a bunt attempt fouled on the third base line. 1-1 to Cook. Almost every member of this South All-Star team is committed to play collegiate baseball somewhere. Cook, he's going to Calvin College. Sloger down at second, going to Lansing Community College. A ton of other guys going Division I, Division II, even Division III. Shout out to Chase Hunt, who we have not seen yet today. He's representing Division III baseball, heading to Eureka College. That's over in Illinois. And the 1-2 pitch hits Clay Cook in the back. Maybe in the hip area on the lower half. Hit by pitch by Nash Wendling, puts 2 on with nobody out. And Wendling on the mound, he actually played in the Bruin Classic All-Star Game. He's representing the North squad out of Chesaning, but he was a member of that Bruin Classic that took place, the best players in Genesee County. So all these South players we have seen before at Mott Community College for a former All-Star Game last week. Isaac Sturgis takes ball one, a little bit outside. 5-1 South. They got a chunk of their runs back in the first inning. Scored 1 in the second. Sturgis punches 1 foul. Zach Seidel from Hemlock, he's over at third base. And Dooley, he's out in the outfield now playing left. He got 1 inning of work on the bump, and now he's out in the outfield. Ryan Rich as well. He's out in center field. Sturgis flares 1 foul again. 2-2. Complete different changes here for the North squad defensively. We got a man from Saginaw Heritage warming up in the bullpen. Looks like Gavin Dunn out of Goodrich for the South squad. There's a ball high and in, buzzing the tower of Sturgis. 3-2. Sloger stands at second base. He's singled. 2 for 2 on the day. Clay Cook, he was hit by a pitch. The double steal is on 3-2. Here's a tap foul on the third base line. Nobody out, so a risky call on the double steal, but Sloger was off without a hitch. We'll do 3-2 one more time. Lefty-lefty battle between Nash Wendling from Chesaning on the mound and Isaac Sturgis of Powers Catholic. He pulls 1 foul, way foul on the right field line. Back over towards the play set. Wendling sets, checks the runner down at second base. The 3-2 again. On the corner, strike 3, looking. Sturgis goes down for out number 1 here in the 4th. That was a borderline pitch. Wendling out of the left side. kept that pitch kind of in towards the ear or the inner part of the plate to the lefty Sturgis, and that ball just cut across the plate entirely and grabbed the outside corner. Swing and a miss, throw down to third base, and they got a stealing Braden Sloger. Tried to go to third on the first pitch, and Jake Vanderhaar gets him. Vanderhaar from Frankenmuth, he's committed to Cleary University. He was the second-team Saginaw News Dream Team selection. Cook moves up to second base after Sloger was caught stealing for out number 2. And now Luke Trotter, he will bat in place of Nolan Alvord. Alvord was 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out to left. One ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at a ball high and inside. Waiting on deck is Chase Hunt from Grand Blanc. Wendling checks the runner, the 1-2, outside. So the pitcher-catcher duo getting a pair of outs quickly after the first 2 reach. Wendling gets a clutch strikeout to Isaac Sturgis, and the catcher Vanderhaar throws out a runner at third. That pitch misses a little bit outside, 3-2. Second straight full count that Wendling has gone to. Luke Trotter committed to Mott Community College. I feel like we've said that about several of these South players. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and away. Wendling trusting the stuff on a full count pitch. Gets Trotter waving. Pair of strikeouts in the frame for Wendling. We go to the bottom of the 4th. North looking for some offense. They trail 5-0. You're watching the North-South All-Star Game from Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons. Carson Orvis back out for another inning for the South. They lead this ball game 5-0. If you're just joining us, it was a big swing from Dylan Roostopper, first baseman of the South squad. A 3-run double in the first. Brendan Phillips chipped in with an RBI ground out. Orvis throws the second pitch behind Dawson DeRocher. Just a bit inside, 1-1 to DeRocher in his first at-bat. Jack Rich, he was the initial hitter in this spot. He was 0 for 1 with the ground out to third. Orvis leaves it a little bit low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. DeRocher from Bay City Central. He's playing shortstop now. Leans over the plate, wagging that bat over the right shoulder. 3-1 from Orvis. A good inning from Carson Orvis back in the third. He went 1-2-3 with a strikeout. Wave and a miss, full count. Aaron Smith from Swan Valley waits on deck. Here's the 3-2, swing and a miss. Carson Orvis, 2 strikeouts through 4 hitters faced. That's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. John Mayette, his day is done at the dish. That brings up Smith, as we mentioned. And this guy had quite a journey. Overcame surgery earlier this year, leading his team to a Saginaw Tri-Valley Conference title and a district championship. We'll get you the numbers on Smith in just a moment as he takes breaking ball for strike one. Smith was a hitter and a pitcher and just the cornerstone piece of that Swan Valley team. 1-1 is the count now. As a pitcher, he was 5-0 with a .68 ERA, 14 walks, and 44 strikeouts in 41 innings. Here's a high pop-up to left. Coming in, Luke Trotter still coming in, battling the sun, makes the catch. Smith flies out for out number 2. We'll get you the rest of the stats on Smith here. .500 batting average at the dish. 12 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 23 RBIs, and 23 runs scored for the lefty out of Swan Valley. That's really impressive stuff from Aaron Smith. He was named the MLive Saginaw Player of the Year. He's over at second base, sharing the middle infield with Dawson DeRocher. Now Jake Vanderhaar will hit. Pops the ball out of play on the 1-0. He'll hit for Bryce Neitzel. So just a wholesale change here from the North squad in the 4th inning. We've seen a few defensive substitutions on the south side, but not a ton. Nolan Alvord has swapped out of left field. It's now Luke Trotter out there. Fidelino stays in right. Sturgis stays in center. Orvis' 2-1 pitch catches the outer third. Orvis, big deep breath, sets up at the chest before going through the windup. 2-2 is outside, not by much. Orvis was looking for his 3rd strikeout. Another full count. Here it comes. Ground ball to shortstop. Diving is Schierlinger. It's going to get past his glove into left center field. What a battle from Jake Vanderhaar. He's thrown out a runner already today, and now he has a base hit, grinding through a full count at bat. Cleary University going to get themselves one heck of a catcher and a hitter.
Now at the plate for the Northern All-Stars, number 7, Joey Miller.
Jackson College commit Joey Miller. The lefty-lefty matchup. Orvis delivers ball 1 in the dirt. Hitting in place of Cole Wilson. Miller, a first baseman, middle infielder as well. He'll take a strike. Leveling the count up 1-1 is Carson Orvis on the mound. That's the first base runner he's allowed today. Retired 5 straight before that hit from Vanderhaar. 1-1 is outside. So after this frame from Orvis, it's going to be Gavin Dunn in the 5th. Then we'll see Brady Mitchell, Zach Hamlin, Carson Haddad, and Nathan Fidelino all on the mound for South. There's an off-speed pitch that squares up Joey Miller right in the back. First time all day, the North squad has had a pair of base runners on. Down to second goes Vanderhaar.
Now batting for the Northern All-Stars, number 3, Daniel Dooley.
Now Daniel Dooley, who pitched the 3rd inning, he will hit. Played left field last frame. And a lot of these guys they're two-way players. I mean, Dooley might be a heck of a pitcher, but you know he swung it as well for Freeland. Time is called. Cole Wilson will pinch run for the catcher Vanderhaar, who's down at second base. Wise move from the North. They're coached by Kurt Hoffmeister, Toby Larkin, John Sullivan, Jeff Hart, Tim Smith, and Tim McDonald. First pitch to Dooley is a ball. Hoffmeister from Valley Lutheran, Larkins out of Hemlock, Sullivan from Saginaw Heritage. Jeff Hart comes from Bay City John Glenn. Tim Smith is a Frankenmuth guy, and McDonald from Bay City Western. 2-0. Five nothing. South squad on top. They scored all their runs in the first two frames. We sit here in the bottom of the fourth inning. North is threatening. Dooley grounds one foul way late on that fastball. So while this game's being played here today, the Great Lakes Loons over playing the Lake County Captains, the 6-game set. They play tonight at 7 p.m. Three balls and one strike now to Daniel Dooley. Two base runners aboard. North still looking for their very first run of the ball game. Orvis checks the runner once. Now goes home. Tap foul off the front foot of Dooley. This is the third full count of this inning for Carson Orvis on the bump. DeRocher went full count, struck out swinging. Vanderhaar went to a full count and had a base hit. And here's the rubber match right here. The 3-2, runners on the move. It's in the dirt. Base hit, hit by pitch, and a walk to Daniel Dooley have now loaded the bases up for the North squad. They're knocking on the door. That brings up number 23, Ryan Rich.
Now at the plate for the Northern All-Stars, number 23, Ryan Rich.
Ryan and Jack Rich from Frankenmuth. Ryan, he was a Dream Team honorable mention in the Saginaw News. He's also uncommitted. Steve Burtis from Flushing out to the mound to have a conversation with the infield. Orvis was having a heck of a day on the mound. Retired 5 straight with a strikeout, then gives up a base hit to Jake Vanderhaar, hits Joey Miller on an off-speed pitch, and Daniel Dooley walks. Those last two hitters were lefties in Miller and Dooley. And Orvis hit one of them and could not throw Dooley a strike. Now it's going to be up to Ryan Rich. Ben McKenzie, he looms on deck. McKenzie, 10 doubles and 2 homers last season for John Glenn. Ball one is in the dirt to Rich. Orvis is 1-0 through the windup. Swung on and popped out to right field. Fidelino coming over, battling against the wind and sun, and makes the catch, ranging into foul territory. The North squad loads them up. Carson Orvis able to get out of the jam for the South All-Stars. 5-0. We've played 4 innings of baseball. You're watching the All-Star game between the North and South, Saginaw versus Genesee County, here at Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons.
And All-Stars number 3, Chase Hunt.
Three, 4, 5 batters here in the 5th inning for the South squad. They lead this thing 5-0. 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and that's where we stand currently. Carson Orvis for the South All-Stars able to work out of a bases-loaded jam as the North came up empty for the 4th straight inning. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Chase Hunt, committed to Eureka College. We mentioned that earlier. He was also an all-district selection out of Grand Blanc. 1-1 from Jace Sullivan is foul tipped into the glove of Jake Vanderhaar. 1-2. Sullivan on the bump. Saginaw News Dream Team selection as well. Got some big stats on him from his past year at Saginaw Heritage. 2-2 the count now. Saginaw Heritage, obviously the home of Spencer Schwellenbach, drafted years ago by the Atlanta Braves, and he made his debut 2-3 weeks ago with the Braves. He actually struck out 7 against the Tigers in a 2-1 victory last week. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hunt. But let's get back to Sullivan on the mound. As a hitter, he was a .364 average, 20 RBI, and 11 stolen base hitter. There's a 3-2 pitch high and inside, a leadoff walk to Chase Hunt. Also, Sullivan accounted for, he scored or drove in 28% of Saginaw Heritage's runs this past season. So just an integral guy for the Heritage program was Jay Sullivan, and now he's got to split time at the plate and on the mound, just like Schwellenbach was at his time at Heritage. Fisher Hendershot scoops and misses at the first pitch. He's hitting in place of Dylan Roostoffer, who had a great day. Roostoffer, 1 for 2, a base-clearing 3-run double in the first. Swing and a miss. Hendershot comes up empty for the second straight time. Hendershot committed to Eastern Michigan. He's going to line one out to right center field. Coming over a few steps and making the catch is the center fielder Ryan Rich. 1 gone after the leadoff walk to Jace Hunt. It's now Keegan Schierlinger's turn.
Keegan Schierlinger.
He'll hit in place of Connor Kelly. Schierlinger over at shortstop. He's from North Branch. It's funny, too, Schierlinger was actually in the All-Star game over in Genesee County for basketball. That was last night. He had 14 points and 14 rebounds for the Get Stuck on Sports All-Star game. Now he's playing in another one for a different sport. There's a pop-up out of play off of the netting on the first base side towards the dugout. 0-2 to Schierlinger. You talk about a two-sport athlete, a guy that definitely thrives at both sports considering he was in all-star games for both basketball and baseball. And a quick double-double on a Wednesday night. You got to love it. The catcher Vanderhaar set up on the upper outer corner. This ball misses outside but low. Sullivan misses just a tad. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Schierlinger. A man on, a man out. It's 5-0 South. They're at the dish looking for more. There goes the runner Hunt. There's a little flare out to right center field. This is going to drop for a hit. Staying at second base is Hunt. It's a Blue Texas League single for Keegan Schierlinger. And he's got a base hit along with a double-double from yesterday. 2 on, 1 away. That'll bring up Zach Hamlin. Check that. Peyton Rich will hit. Oh, he's waiting on deck. I'm sorry. It's Carson Rather.
Carson Rather.
Carson Rather, 2 on, 1 out. He's from Goodrich. He will be catching later in this ball game. It's Brendan Phillips for the first 5 innings. And then to finish out the ball game will be Rather. So we'll see him after the fifth. Sullivan checks the runner Hunt down at second base. The 1-0. Good block from Vanderhaar. Comes across on the inside part of the plate to keep that in front. That should have been runners on second and third with one out, but instead Vanderhaar, the Cleary commit, keeps it just in front of home plate. Rather, he was a Division II first-team All-Stater as a catcher. Also committed to Miami of Ohio, another Division I commit, a part of this South All-Star roster. Here's a fly ball to right center field. Straightaway right field. Going back and making the catch in right. From Bay City Western, that was Aiden Robinson. Tagging up to third will be Hunt. Big swing from Carson Rather. He left it about 25 feet short in right field, but it gets the runner over to third. Two gone. Men on the corners for Peyton Rich.
Now at the plate for the South All-Stars, number 8, Peyton Rich.
Rich from Davison, the lone Davison Cardinal in today's All-Star game for the South. He's hitting in place of J.J. Lavalier. Taking off for second is Schierlinger. He's upstanding. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. South leading at 5-0 here in the top of the fifth. Jay Sullivan got a couple of clutch flyouts from Fisher Hendershot and Carson Rather, but Rather crushed his. In most high school ballparks, that's a home run. Hit it about the warning track. It's a nice play from Joey Miller out in right field. The 2-0, down and away. Rich committed to Macomb Community College. This South team with a lot of Mott CC commits, and the only Macomb one is Rich at the dish, who fouls one back, 3-1. Wind starting to blow in hard from right center field. Straightaway right field back towards the third base dugout. Hitters count on the 3-1. We're going to push to full. That pitch grabs the lower outside corner. That's strike 3. So Rich goes down looking. Thought that might have been strike 2. The guys on the field as well were confused, thinking that was strike 3. Nonetheless, that ends the frame, and the South Strand 2 in scoring position, Jay Sullivan from Saginaw Heritage, able to work out of a jam. We're through 4.5 innings of baseball. 5-0 South on top of the North All-Stars from the Dow Diamond All-Star game between Genesee and Saginaw counties.
McKenzie.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the fifth inning. Tom Cavanaugh taking you all the way through the action here from the North versus South All-Star game at Dow Diamond in Midland, Michigan, home of the Great Lakes Loons. Ben McKenzie cuts and misses at the first pitch out of the hand of Gavin Dunn. Dunn, the third pitcher, he takes over for Carson Orvis on the mound. Orvis went 2 innings, did not allow a run. He struck out 2 and walked 1. Wave and a miss at a ball down and away. Gavin Dunn, committed to Grand Rapids Community College, a Division II second-team All-Stater as a lefty pitcher. He's got his first batter 0-2, and McKenzie takes way outside. McKenzie hitting in place of Carter Gensch. We might see those original hitters again some point today. Defensive changes have subbed in some of the original defenders for South. Clay Cook back to second. Connor Kelly back to shortstop. There's a fastball that clips the top of the helmet of Ben McKenzie. Gavin Dunn had an 0-2 count on McKenzie, throws a ball way outside and then goes high and in and clips the helmet of the righty. Leadoff batter aboard for the first time today for the North squad. Also doing the catching for Dunn is his Goodrich teammate Carson Rather.
Now batting for the North.
Rather, as we said, committed to Miami, Ohio. Dunn on the mound to GRCC. A few updates in the outfield. Nolan Alvord goes back out to left field. Isaac Sturgis stays in center, and Luke Trotter in right field. Dunn, the first pitch is a called strike to Zach Seidel out of Hemlock. Seidel hitting for Zach Holifield. Dunn, the lefty, checks on the runner. Another wave and a miss, 0-2. Dunn locating well on most of his pitches so far, getting a lot of swing and miss from both McKenzie and Seidel. He just let 2 get away from him, allowing the hit by pitch. Swing and a miss. Seidel goes down on 3 pitches. And that's how effective Gavin Dunn can look at times. Sits down the 9th batter in this North lineup on 1-2-3. So instead of Aiden Robinson for the second time, we're going to see Nash Wendling at the dish, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch is a ball, down and away. Wendling battled injuries all year long, but still had himself an all-state season as he cuts and misses 1-1. Wendling, a 2.37 ERA with 55 strikeouts in 42 and a 2/3 innings this past season for Chesaning. He was also a .514 average hitter, 28 runs scored, 30 RBIs, 17 walks, and 11 stolen bases. He was doing it on both sides, at the plate and on the mound. He also had a 6-0 record on the bump. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Check this swing. The ball's in the dirt, blocked up by Rather. The Goodrich Martians pitcher-catcher battery got to work out of a jam right here. A man on, a man out. 5-0. South on top. They're in the field. Wendling rests the bat on the left shoulder before picking it up. 3-1, swing and a miss. Put everything into that one. That pitch from Dunn continuing to cut outside to the lefty. Full count pitch. Line drive center field. Right at Isaac Sturgis. Squeezes it with the glove. 2 gone. Hard line drive out from Nash Wendling. And instead of Dawson DeRocher, it's going to be number 9 from Saginaw Heritage, Jace Sullivan. He just pitched on the mound. He's going to bat here. Sullivan hitting in place of DeRocher, who was in front of Jack Rich. So we're going to see a ton of changes today. And Rich or DeRocher might get themselves another at-bat later in this one. First pitch is a strike called. Back-to-back lefties at the plate. Gavin Dunn trying to work out of a jam. Only a man on. That's in the dirt. Carson Orvis went the last 2 innings. Gavin Dunn will get the 5th. We'll see Brady Mitchell in the 6th. He's warming up in the first base side bullpen right now. Here's the 1-1. Just off the plate. A little bit outside to the lefty, Sullivan. "20 RBIs, 26 walks this past season. Watch out. Line drive back towards his high school coach, John Sullivan. Actually, his father, my goodness. That's payback for all the times that BP pitches went errant in towards the noggin of Sullivan when he's hitting. Two balls, 2 strikes. Dunn delivers. Just a bit high, a little bit outside. Full count again. Second straight full count. Wendling, last batter, went to 1 and lined out to center. Small lead at first for Ben McKenzie. He was hit by a pitch eons ago to start the inning. 3-2 on the corner, strike 3, ring him up. Breaking ball catches the outer third, and Gavin Dunn grabs his second strikeout of the 5th inning. Another runner left stranded for the North squad. It's still 5-0 through 5. This is your home for Mott Community College Athletics. We'll be back for the 6th. Sixth inning of action here from the Dow Diamond North versus South All-Star game. Battle between Saginaw and Genesee counties. Gavin Dunn, the pitcher, is now at the plate. He's facing Jay Sullivan. One ball, 1 strike. Hitting in place of Braden Sloger is done right now. After him, it's Matt Duty. Line drive, right center field off the bat of Dunn. Tailing over, and it will be caught by Daniel Dooley in the gap. Hung up just a tad bit too long. It was a nice swing from Dunn, the pitcher, but the hitter, Dunn, put a nice swing on it. A couple of changes again defensively for the North squad. It's Dawson DeRocher back at shortstop, Aaron Smith at second. Matt Duty swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. Duty from Millington. He was the MVP of the Gold Squad, of the Black Squad back at the Bruin Classic last Wednesday over at Mott Community College. Sullivan delivering the 0-2. Wave and a miss. Fastball dotted on the lower outer corner. Sits down Duty on 3 pitches. 2 up, 2 down for the North squad. They've put runners on. They've stranded 5. 4 of those runners in the last 2 innings. Just have not had that clutch hit to drive in a run yet. Isaac Sturgis will now bat for the 4th time. 1 for 2. Base hit, a run scored, and a sacrifice fly. Pulls the first pitch towards his own dugout down the first baseline. Sturgis heading to Michigan State University. He broke the school record for hits at Powers with 190. Part of the Division II state champions in Powers Catholic. Here's a tap foul off the inside part of the right foot. Cool moment for Isaac in that state championship game. Actually had an RBI where he drove his brother Eli Sturgis in with a base hit to right field. That was a big win for Powers. And now Sturgis lines one out to left center field, diving, unable to make the catch as Rich in center. This ball's going to roll all the way to the warning track. Sturgis touches on to second, heading to third. He will hold up at third base with a triple. Second hit of the day for Isaac Sturgis, and he splits the gap. Heck of an effort from Ryan Rich in center for the North All-Stars. Man, that ball just dove down right before his glove. He had a real chance at that one.
Now batting for the South All-Stars, number 24, Luke Trotter.
And coming out of the left side of the bat, that ball just continues to tail towards the left center, left field line, and it just makes it even tougher for Rich to get a glove on it as it's fading away from him. Swing and a miss. Luke Trotter down 0-1. A 2-out triple puts another runner 90 feet away. South leading 5-0. And Trotter skies one in the air. Right at the mound, Sullivan calling for it, makes the catch in foul territory. The pitcher helping himself out to end the frame. Sturgis is left at third after his second hit of the ballgame, which is a triple in the gap. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-0 South on top of the North All-Stars. You're watching the Mott Community College Athletics YouTube page. Bottom of the sixth inning from a 9-inning ball game in the North versus South All-Star game. 5-0 South leads it on top. And a first pitch called strike from Brady Mitchell to the left-handed hitter Drew Schaefer from Saginaw Heritage. Mitchell on the mound out of North Branch. The 0-1, same spot, outer third, 0-2. Schaefer getting his first at-bat of the day, hitting for Aaron Smith, who flied out to left field, his only at-bat today. Schaefer stands tall in that box and takes the 0-2 way outside. Carson Rather still doing the catching. Peyton Rich from Davison at third. Connor Kelly stays at shortstop. Clay Cook at second. And Fisher Hendershot at first base. 2-2. That ball's way outside. Chase Hunt heads out to left field. Isaac Sturgis stays in center. And in right, that's Luke Trotter. Swing and a miss on the 2-2. Brady Mitchell gets a strikeout to start things off. Mitchell, he's the third out of the bullpen for the South squad. It was Braden Sloger for 2. Carson Orvis won a pair of innings. Gavin Dunn, he pitched the 5th. Now Mitchell, another left-handed pitcher, the 3rd straight for the South All-Stars. Swing and a miss from Darren Cummings from Birch Run. And another lefty-lefty matchup does not make it any easier on these hitters.
Batting for the North All-Star.
Batting for, I should say, Jake Vanderhaar. Vanderhaar had a single in his one plate appearance today. Check swing, ground ball foul towards the third base dugout, 1-2. Mitchell living on the outer part of the zone to these lefty hitters. See if he puts it in that same spot. Long step through the windup, 1-2 pitch, way outside. He tried to go that way, but missed hard. Two breaking ball, same spot outside. Seven total strikeouts for these North hitters. The 3-2 pitch swung on and driven to right center field. It's going to drop for a single. Nice swing on the full count from Darren Cummings out of Birch Run, and it's a one-out base runner for the All-Stars on the north side. They left the bases loaded in the 4th, left another runner on base in the 5th. Grant Vedrodi out of Merrill. He bats for the first time and grounds one to second base. This could be 2. Cook flips on to shortstop. Kelly to first. 4-6-3 inning-ending double play for the South All-Stars. Beautiful turn from Cook to Kelly to Hendershot. We played 6 innings of baseball. It stays 5-0 South All-Stars all over the north side. You're watching the Mott Community College Athletics YouTube page. We'll be right back. Top of the 7th inning. Glad to have you with us today for the North-South All-Star Game from Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons. They're battling right now against the Lake County Captains in the 3rd inning of action. Strike called upper outer corner, 1-1. The count to Chase Hunt. It'll be Hunt, Hendershot, and Schierlinger to face off against Wyatt Von Dett out of Saginaw Heritage. He now makes the count 1-2. Drew Schaefer plays third base now. Jack Rich is at shortstop. Breaking ball misses inside, 2-2. Nash Wendling moves to first. John Mayette, who started the ball game on the mound for North, he's at second. Darren Cummings moves out to left field. Jay Sullivan is in center field, and a breaking ball, strike 3 called, rings up Chase Hunt looking. Good start for Von Dett on the mound, using the off-speed stuff early on. Joey Miller stays in right field, and that rounds out the defense with Grant Vedrodi now catching for the North All-Stars. Fisher Hendershot gets his second at-bat. Flied out to center field his first time. He'll pop one back up out of play, straight back towards us. Cut and a miss, 0-2. Heck of a facility here at Dow Diamond, the High A Great Lakes Loons affiliate of the Los Angeles Dodgers play their ball games. Tons of seating. Beautiful wall in left field, another foul ball back straight away. And a very pristine press box up here. Couldn't ask for more at Dow Diamond. This is minor league baseball at its finest. Here's the 0-2. Behind Hendershot. Strike 3 called. Lower inner corner, and how about Wyatt Von Dett? Striking out back-to-back hitters, both looking. It's going to bring up Keegan Schierlinger. He's got to break this streak right here.
Now batting for the South All-Stars.
Hunt struck out on 4 pitches, and Hendershot on 5 pitches after a foul ball. Schierlinger puts one in play. High fly ball to right. Joey Miller a couple steps in, puts that in his back pocket for out number 3. It's stretch time here at Dow Diamond in Midland, Michigan. 5-0 South is on top of the North All-Stars, and North coming to the plate with just 9 outs left to play with. They're going to need to try to get a few runs. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to the Mott Community College Athletics YouTube page from the All-Star Game between the North and South at Dow Diamond. Jack Rich will lead things off for the North All-Stars, trailing 5-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tom Cavanaugh taking you all the way through today's action from Dow Diamond here in Midland, Michigan. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. It's a perfect day for baseball. 75 degrees, a little breezy, not too hot, not humid whatsoever. And a few clouds have rolled in, but that's not stopping the sun from shining through. We got Zach Hamlin on the mound from Davison. Matt Duty goes back to second base. Scherlinger's back at shortstop. Near outfield with Nolan Alvord in left, Sturgis in center, and Luke Trotter out in right field.
Now batting for the North All-Stars, number 9, Jack Rich.
Check that, Jace Hunt out in right field. First pitch to Jack Rich is poked foul. Rich hitting in place of Daniel Dooley in the 6th spot. Oh, one from the lefty. Scott in the air to right field. Over a few steps is Hunt. He makes the catch. 1 out on just 2 pitches out of the hand of Zach Hamlin. After the ball game, we'll be giving out MVP awards for today's ball game. There's some front runners. Braden Sloger, he's 2 for 2 with a triple, a base hit, and a run scored. Dylan Roostopper, a double with 3 RBIs to clear the bases. Swing and a miss from John Mayette.
Number 3, Zach Holofield.
And takes it on the inside corner. Mayette wags the bat on 0-2. That pitch misses. Hitting in place of Ryan Rich. Rich had a fly out to right field in his only at-bat. The 1-2. Wave and a miss. Outer third. Gets him waving. 2 gone. A strikeout recorded for Zach Hamlin on the bump as he gives knuckles to his Davison teammate, Peyton Rich, playing third base. Bryce Neitzel gets another at-bat today. Grounded back to the pitcher. That was in the 2nd inning. He was the cleanup man to start the ball game. He's now batting in the 8th spot. So there's going to be guys over the next 3 frames kind of jumping around all over the place. Guys that have hit previously in the game in different spots. They'll be hitting in a different part in the lineup. 2-0. Down and outside, blocked up by Rather. Neitzel was the original catcher for the North team for John Mayette. He draws himself a 4-pitch walk. So Zach Hamlin on the bump gets a fly out, a strikeout, and then a 4-pitch walk to Bryce Neitzel in his 2nd at-bat. That's going to bring up Eli, check that, Cole Wilson. Wilson had a base hit. His only at-bat today. He's got 2 out with a runner on first. North squad looking for that clutch hit, but it's been tough going for him. Orvis, Dunn, Mitchell, and now Hamlin. 4 straight lefties. After Braden Sloger was the starter, the only right-handed pitcher to pitch today for the South. This ball pops out of the glove of Rather, down to second, sliding in safely is Neitzel. Nice throw from Rather, but just squeaked away from him a little bit too far, allowing the runner to get down to second. Outfield playing relatively shallow all the way around, but you never know. Neitzel's got some speed. A base hit could score him. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Chopped foul. Wilson hitting in place of Zach Seidel. 1-2 pitch from Hamlin on the way. Fly ball left field. Coming in, Alvord still coming in. Making the catch, ranging out in the left field is Keegan Schierlinger. Nice play from the shortstop on the south side. North squad, another runner stranded in scoring position. We've played 7 innings. 5-0 North. They scored all 5 in the first 2 frames, and they have continued to hold that lead with 4 straight lefties on the bump for their squad. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Mott Community College Athletics. Six, 7, 8 hitters due up for the South squad. They lead at 5-0. They scored 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and that's it for the ball game. North they've left 7 runners aboard now over the course of 7 innings at the plate. Carter Gensch is your new pitcher on the mound for North, taking over for Wyatt Von Dent. Carson Rather bats for the second time today. Flied out to right field. He kind of cut it underneath a little bit, but still got a lot of the baseball. I mean, he can put a ball 325 feet, so he just missed it a little bit from going deep here at Dow Diamond. Three balls and no strikes to Rather. He's batting in place of Brendan Phillips, who had himself an RBI. Here's the 3-0. Line drive to right field. Back a few steps is Miller, and he makes that catch no problem. Another good swing from Rather out to right field. He just hit it right at Miller. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting for the South All-Stars, number 8, Peyton Rich.
Carter Gensch, a 3-sport athlete. Played football and basketball. Also had over 1,000 career points at Hemlock as a basketball player. Throws a slider for strike 1 at the knees to Peyton Rich. Rich went down looking. That was back in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 1 today. That ball bounces in the dirt past Bedrodi, 1-1. Conversation on the bump. We got to give a quick shout out to both coaching staffs for being able to manage all of the players on their team, 21 guys on each roster, and being able to get them equal at-bats, equal pitching on the mound throughout the 9-inning ball game. They're doing a great job of integrating every single player that deserves time on this field. Gensch spikes another pitch in the dirt. 2-1 to Rich from Davison. A little bit inside, 3-1. For the South squad, we'll see Carson Haddad in the bottom half of the 8th, and then Nathan Fidelino in the 9th. 3-1 pitch. Flown out to right field. Coming over is Miller. Is he going to have room? No. He hops the fence on the first base side right near the bullpen. Miller gave it all he got, lost his hat in the process. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That ball is just a little bit out of play from Rich. Darren Cummings, he's back out in left field after last inning. And in center is Jay Sullivan, a former pitcher today, along with Mayette, who's at second. Wendling also pitched. He's at first. Here's the 3-2 breaking ball. A little bit low. A one-out walk to Peyton Rich. That's going to bring up Gavin Dunn.
Now batting for the South All-Stars, number 22, Gavin Dunn.
Gavin Dunn, a line out to left field, his first time up. That was back in the 6th inning. He takes strike one after the first pitch missed outside. Levels the count up at 1 apiece. 5-0 South squad. They've led since the 2nd inning. They've led by 5 since the 2nd. Fastball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Shadows being cast over 75% of the infield right now. Only second base is in the sun. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Called strike on the outer third. About half of left and left center field is in the shade. Darren Cummings out in left. He's going to have to battle the sun, as well as Sullivan in center. Rich expands his lead. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Off speed outside. Three-two. Swung on and popped up to right center field. Going to have to talk between the right and center fielders. Making the catch is Joey Miller. 2 gone. Rich has to retreat back to first base. 2 gone for Matt Duty.
Now batting for the South All-Stars, number 8, Matt
Duty was 2 for 2 with an RBI single last week in the Bruin Classic All-Star game, featuring all the best in Genesee County. There goes Rich, timing up the pitcher, and Vedrodi can't make the throw down. Peyton Rich reading the pitcher like a book right there. Number 23 on the bump, Carter Gensch, did not check on Rich. 0-1 to Duty. He'll chop one. First base side. Is it going to stay fair? It will be fielded fair by Wendling, and he touches on to first. Duty went head first into the bag. Did not get there in time. Rich is stranded at second base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-0 South squad on top of the North All-Stars. This is your home for Mott Community College Athletics.
Stars number 8, Eli Richardson.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Carson Haddad on the mound from Lake Fenton for the South All-Stars, and he faces Eli Richardson, who swings and misses at pitch number 1. Down to their final 6 outs are the North All-Stars. They're going to need 5 runs, try to come back and battle 6 to win it. Although there is something in this ball game today. There's no extra innings, so in the case of a 5-5 tie after 9, that's where the game would end. 1-1, foul ball, right back to the screen. After Richardson, you have Michael Clare from Valley Lutheran. He stands on deck. Haddad's 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, in and out of the glove of Rather. He's going to have to throw down to first to Hendershot to complete the strikeout.
Now batting number 13.
Haddad, one of 3 Lake Fenton Blue Devils today, sharing the field with Clay Cook and J.J. Lavalier, but the only pitcher. And boy, I do love those powder blue jerseys and the pants that they got rocking. Remind me of a Liberty University and Dylan Cumming. First pitch fastball high and inside. Michael Clare today. His first at-bat, the 0-1-0 pitch is a strike called. Haddad's 1-1. Line drive up the middle, almost gloved by Schierlinger. Skips past him into center field. 1-out base hit for Michael Clare in his only at-bat today. Hopping up to the dish from Hemlock, Carter Gensch, bouncing off the mound and now hopping into the batter's box. Gensch struck out swinging against Carson Orvis back in the 3rd inning. He gets another crack at it here. First pitch from Carson Haddad, strike called, outer half.
Now batting number 23, Carter Gensch.
0-1 breaking pitch outside. Haddad mixes in a ton of off-speed. We saw him in the Bruin Classic last week. He was there with both Lavalier and Cook representing Lake Fenton. 1-1 is a called strike. Gensch wanted to pull the trigger but didn't. Now he's down on the count. Isaac Sturgis, he moved out to left field. Chase Hunt is in center. Luke Trotter in right. The 1-2. Chopper on the ground to third. Peyton Rich makes a play. Crossbody throw, got him. Hendershot loses the baseball on the transfer. What a nice play from the Davison Cardinal third baseman, Peyton Rich, for out number 2. The runner, Clare, moves up to second base.
Now at the plate, number 3, Zach Holofield.
That'll bring up Zach Holofield for his second at-bat. Grounded out to shortstop in his only plate appearance today. Haddad's working with a runner in scoring position. First pitch to Holofield is a strike called. Inner corner. Hitting in place of Jake Vanderhaar. Haddad, a 1 look down to second. Breaking ball. Swing and a miss. 0-2 right on top of that baseball was Holofield at the dish. 6 runners left on base. 4 of those in scoring position today for the North squad. They got another at second. The 0-2 in the dirt, blocked up by Rather. He can't find it. On to third base will go Michael Clare. And 90 feet away from their first run of the ball game, the North squad need a spark here late. The importance about today's ball game, though, is to get all of these all-stars, just the best players from both respective counties, get them the playing time that they deserve. Wave and a miss. Breaking ball outer corner for strike 3. Carson Haddad, with 2 strikeouts, stranding another North All-Star runner in scoring position. We've played 8 innings of baseball from Dow Diamond at the All-Star game between the North and South All-Star programs out of Genesee and Saginaw County. 9th inning coming up in just a moment. You're watching the Mott Community College Athletics YouTube page. Final inning of baseball from Midland, Michigan, here at Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons. High A affiliate of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and want to give them a big thank you for letting all of us use this facility today and be able to put on this All-Star game here in Midland. Eli Richardson leaves the first pitch he throws in the dirt to Carson Haddad. Haddad goes from the mound to the batter's box in a blink of an eye, and he'll get his first at-bat. 1-1. That's a strike on the lower inner corner. The 1-1 popped in the air to right center. Joey Miller coming over a few steps. He makes the catch. 1 out in the 9th. South looking for a few insurance runs. They already lead this thing 5-0. We'll recap the scoring just briefly. Nolan Alvord will step back into the batter's box. He was 0 for 2, a base hit and a flyout. First pitch he sees is inside. With the bases loaded and nobody out in the top of the first inning, Dylan Roostoffer had a base-clearing 3-run double to center field. Brendan Phillips followed that up with an RBI groundout to score Roostoffer, making it 4-0 in the top of the first. Then a triple from Braden Sloger was cashed in on a sacrifice fly from Isaac Sturgis. That put the score at 5-0, and that is where we've stood since the top of the second. It's been all zeros the rest of the way out. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nolan Alvord, MVP of the Bruin Classic last week. He ropes one fouled on the third base line. That one clangs hard off of the bullpen bench. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Richardson deals the 2-2. Line drive. This time it's again foul. Oh. My angle looked like fair for a moment, just took a turn and went foul. I thought Alvord figured it out and waited just a little bit longer to keep that ball between the lines. And if you're Richardson, don't want to hang that same pitch again. Eli Richardson out of John Glenn. We mentioned earlier, they went to the state semifinals, the Final Four in Division I, and lost to Northville, 9-2. Northville, they were the team that upset Brother Rice 2-1 in the state championship. That was Rice's second loss of the year. 3-2 pitch to Alvord is swung on and popped out to center. Heading back a few steps, Jack Rich puts that away. 2 up, 2 down in the ninth. Couple of flyouts out of the hand of Eli Richardson on the mound. Nathan Fidelino will enter the fold once again. He's going to pitch here in the bottom of the ninth inning. He's going to hit in the same spot that he was originally in. Chase Hunt got the last 2 at-bats in this 3 spot. Fidelino's first pitch. Here's the 1-0. Way short. Bounces past Grant Bedrodi. Two 2-0 to Fidelino. MSU commit. School record breaker for career hits. First team All-Stater in the outfield. All around a pretty good player out of Grand Blanc. 3 balls, no strikes from Richardson. That's a tap foul. Swinging on 3-0 is Fidelino, and why not? Your final at-bat with a high school jersey on your body, and you're trying to go for gold right there. 3-0, might not get another good pitch to see. I don't mind that one bit from Nathan Fidelino. Here's a line drive, pulled away, fouled on the third base line, hit hard. Back to a full count. Good battle from Eli Richardson on the mound. Three-two pitch, line drive right field, a base hit. Darren Cummings in a few steps to field the baseball. Nathan Fidelino finishes the day 2 for 3 with a run scored. He's also going to pitch this 9th inning. We will see him back out in another position. He's going to take a break to go pitch, or warm up, I should say. Clay Cook is going to pinch run at first. And now Dylan Rustoffer will bat once again. 1 for 2 on the day, a 3-run double back in the first inning. He scored on the ground out from Brendan Phillips. Let's see if Cook takes off for second base against the lefty Richardson. First pitch way outside, gloved by Bedrodi. For all these guys, this is the final time they are going to wear that high school jersey. One of the last, if not the last, All-Star game for all these high school guys. 1-0. Ground ball between short and third. It's going to be a backhand play. Crossbody throw to first, not in time. In and out of the glove of Wendling at first. That was Aaron Smith at shortstop trying to go crossbody throw to Wendling. He was just a little bit late. Dylan Rustoffer reaches with an infield hit. 2 for 3 day for Rustoffer. He's making his case for South All-Star MVP. Connor Kelly, 0 for 1 with a walk. He bats for the third time. 5-0 South is on top. They've led 5-0 since the second. First pitch he sees is a strike. A little bit below the knees. Oh, 1 misses way out. Evens the count up 1-1. Kelly, he was pinch hit for by Keegan Shearlinger, and now he's back in the 9th inning. Make sure everybody gets 2 at-bats maximum, or minimum, excuse me, and then you get an extra one if you roll through the lineup one more time in the 9th. Two on, 2 out. South up 5-0, looking for more. Richardson delivers. Here's a tap foul off the end of the bat. 2-2. After the game, we will announce North and South All-Star MVPs. Rustopper over at first base, the likely choice out of the South with 3 RBIs and 2 knocks. Twos are wild, the pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Eli Richardson strands a pair. We go to the bottom of the 9th. North All-Stars being shut out at the moment. They're looking to score a few runs and battle back with just 3 outs to play with. You're watching the 2024 All-Star Game from Dow Diamond between the North and South, Saginaw versus Genesee County. This is your home for Mott Community College Athletics. Final 3 outs of baseball from Midland, Michigan at Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons. Big thank you to the entire crew up here for allowing us to use this field. And wow, the first pitch thrown by Nathan Fidelino is a blistering fastball that hits Dawson DeRocher in the helmet. DeRocher bats for the second time. He struck out swinging his last time and now gets plunked in the dome. That's going to bring up Aaron Smith. Smith out of Swan Valley. We've talked about the incredible player that he has been. Overcame some surgery earlier this season. Led his team to a Tri-Valley Conference title and a district championship. And was the Saginaw Player of the Year. Fidelino leaves strike 1 on the outside corner. And funny enough, Sloger, Haddad, and Fidelino, 3 of the 7 pitchers today for the South squad are righties. The other 4 were lefties, and they pitched back-to-back. Only 4 total hits today on the scorecard for the North All-Stars. They just have not found an answer for this pitching squad on the South side. Fastball rides high and away, 2-1. Smith hits a fly ball to right field. This one's way foul, but way gone. Never mind. That was much too short, about 280 feet. See, first game here at Dow Diamond, I got to get my bearings. You know, there's some balls that have been flared out to left center field that have been caught by the shortstop. Fly balls in the gap that end up actually being in straightaway right field. It's been a learning moment here at Dow Diamond. There's a strike called, 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Nathan Fidelino sits down. Aaron Smith on strikes. First strikeout for Nathan has one gone with the runner aboard. 5-0 South with the lead. They're trying to win a big all-star game here on the road. First pitch to Jake Vanderhaar, called strike at the belt. Fidelino throwing upper 80s, maybe touching 90 miles an hour with his fastball. 0-1. Breaking pitch inside, jumping out of the way is Vanderhaar. 1 for 1 today for Jake. He threw out a runner at third base earlier in this ball game. The 1-1. Fouled away. Right back to the screen. Ground ball to shortstop. Gobbled up by Kelly. Over to Cook. Throw to first is in time. Check that. It was Lavalier at second base, and this ball game is over. 6-4-3 double play to end it, and the South squad takes it 5-0. What a way to end it. Great turn from Kelly to Lavalier, gunning it to first base to Hendershot for out number 3. 2 and 3, I should say. That's going to conclude our ball game. We will stick around briefly to announce the MVPs on both sides. I think it's safe to say Dylan Rustoffer is going to be your South All-Star MVP with a 3-run double back in the first inning. And that's kind of how this game went. It was early runs for the South, and that was it. Some great pitching, some great defense. The South squad just had a big first frame. It was 4 straight hits. Sturgis, Albert, and Fidelino all with singles. Rustoffer dropped or brought them all in with a base-clearing double. Brendan Phillips chipped in with an RBI groundout. That was all in the first inning. And then in the second, a triple from Braden Sloger. He scored on the sac fly from Isaac Sturgis. And that's all the runs we saw today. The North squad only able to put together 4 total hits against this South pitching staff, which was loaded with lefties. And a lot of lefties in that North lineup as well, so it was a tough lefty-lefty battle for a lot of this contest. I want to give a big thank you to the crew up here with the Great Lakes Loons, Chad Andrus and Carlos Garcia. Both of them so hospitable, allowing us to enter the broadcast booth and cover both of these teams on a glorious day for baseball on a Thursday night. Also want to give a huge thank you to Ethan Stewart and Brendan Cicelo, players at Mott Community College that were here supporting and putting together this event. And a huge, most special shout-out and thank you to Sean Brown, assistant coach, field manager, and PA extraordinaire over with Mott Community College as well. Sean, he is the man that puts this entire thing together and runs the entire All-Star game here from Dow Diamond. He's been doing it for 9 years, and he's out there at home plate with Ethan Stewart to present the MVP trophies. That's going to do it from Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Loons. Your final score, 5-0. The South All-Stars take down the North side in a shutout victory. A 6-4-3 double play to end the game. Nathan Fidelino on the bump gets the job done. And your All-Stars, Dylan Rustoffer from Kearsley out of the South side. He was 2 for 3 with a 3-run double back in the first inning and a run scored. And Jay Sullivan, he pitched an inning of scoreless ball, and he had himself a base hit as well. On the North side, one of just 4 hits for the North All-Star team. This is Tom Cavanaugh saying thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to tonight's ball game. We will see you again soon for another Mott Community College Athletics event. Once again, 5-0 is your final score. South All-Stars take down the North side. Here from the Mott Community College Athletics YouTube page at the 2024 Dow Diamond All-Star Game. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Drive safe. We will see you soon.
Congratulations to Jake and Dylan, and congratulations to the South All-Star team for taking a 5-0 victory over the North. Thank you to all the fans in attendance for coming to Dow Diamond, home of the Great Lakes Blues.